Rise and shine, beloved great grand rising. Come on in, come on in. Let me just put a great grand rising up here on Facebook. Let's get this going. Take this moment, go ahead, tag your friends, your family members, let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. We are ready, we are ready. Okay, we're just going to put grand rising up here. Come on in, beloved. We are ready to go. Yes? All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's do what we do over here. This is Ilona Sanders. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Let's take a moment and activate the success mind. It's so important that we do this. If you're sitting, sit with your feet flat, back straight. Place a hand on your heart. In our community, we know this sends the signal to the nervous system. We're ready to calm down. To the subconscious mind, we're ready to receive. Take a good healing deep breath in through your nostrils, out through the mouth fully and completely, and relax. Allow the skin over your scalp to relax. That pulls the eyes down, pulls the cheek down. Allow even the tongue in your mouth to relax. Drop those shoulders down from your ear. Relax those arms, fingers, your torso, your core, and breathe. Exhale fully and completely. Allow your thighs, your legs, your feet, your toes, everything to relax. Feel the seat under you. Feel your feet under you. You're grounded, you're anchored, you're safe. Now turn that focus inward. Tap into the rich inner life, the kingdom of God that is within. We're in the thick darkness where God dwells, saith the psalmist. We tap in, breathe. Relax deeper. Let go. Surrender. Everything that came before this moment, release. We're here open and ready to receive. We are allowing all the good that we desire and deserve to come to us now. And it is so. Just sit in your seat of authority, sit in your seat of blessing, and just know that as he is above, so am I, right here, right now. Great Grand Rising, Brian. Thanks for joining us live. Thanks for joining us live. All right, this is Ilona Sanders. Thank you so much for joining in with another episode of Spiritual Success TV Live. I know you guys don't like this. I don't like it when I'm watching other videos, but we have to do it. Please take a moment, like the video, share the video on your timeline. All of that helps the algorithm, and it helps us to not be hidden. So many people are looking for me on Sundays and they can't find me. We need to bump up the algorithm, okay? So with that being said today, beloved, we want to talk about this. I'm going to read from the email I sent to the general community over the weekend. And I asked the question, are you stuck in what I call comfort zone misery? Now, this is a deep and broad topic. And trust me when I tell you, we could spend no less than 6 weeks just really getting this set up so that you can see a shift in your life. So we asked the question, are you stuck in comfort zone misery? And I'm reading right from the email. It says, have you ever felt the pull of two opposing forces, right? One part of you wants to stay where it's safe, where it's familiar, where it's comfortable. But the other part is restless, is unsatisfied, and is yearning for more. Can we just take a moment to really acknowledge that sometimes you are caught in between two opposing forces, and that is the reality of living in the duality of 3D, right? And it doesn't make one better or one worse. It's all about where you choose to be, how you're choosing to live your life, right? So the reason why I say that is because according to according to Dr. Hawkins' scale of consciousness, right? We want to elevate ourselves to where we're in neutrality and willingness, meaning that you're no longer putting so much emphasis on harming yourself. Grand Rising, Reese, thanks for joining us live. You're no longer putting so much emphasis on harming yourself, but when you start raising your vibrational frequency up into neutrality or willingness, you understand the spiritual law of polarity, meaning that in this dualistic reality of 3D, we have this pole of polarity. And everything really truly is the same. It's just at a different degree on the pole of polarity. So when we ask the question, do you feel these are poles? Y'all talk back to me because I know this is real. We live this every day, where you feel the opposing forces. So in the context of familiarity and being stuck in a comfort zone, we ask the question because there's a part of you, and I want you to really feel this and sense this, that wants to remain safe. You want to stay in the familiar. You want to stay where you're comfortable. It's like I talked about last week. I think we was in the class when I talked about how when the spirit of melancholy, that energy comes, it feels like a warm blanket. This is the same energy of the comfort zone. It feels like a warm blanket that you just want to wrap yourself up in and stay safe and stay comfortable. But then there's another force, there's another energy signature that's operating, and you feel restless. You're not satisfied. You're yearning for more. Y'all talk back to me today. Yearning for more. Can we just rest there for a moment to know that there's more, and I'm going to receive more, right? So it's a common struggle, especially when you have dreams and desires that have yet to become a reality. Somebody talk back to me and say, I know there's more. I know there's more. You see, beloved, listen, the comfort zone, I'm looking at the email, the comfort zone may feel safe, but it often leaves you wondering, is there more waiting for me on the other side of this familiar ground? And the answer is yes. We say this all the time, but this I want to deposit into your spirit today. I want this one thing to keep ringing out in your mind over and over again. Everything that you desire, everything that I desire, is on the other side of the comfort zone. Y'all talk back to me. Ain't nobody talking today. Come on, talk back to me. Everything is on the other side of the comfort zone. Says the issue, that which is familiar is what's familiar isn't manifesting results. Yes, sir. We can't expect different new results if we continue doing the same thing, which is familiar. Absolutely, Brian. Absolutely. So that brings us back to, the saying that we have in the success community, that you can't stay comfortable. You can't do the same thing over and over and over again, but you keep looking for a different result, but you haven't yet done anything different. They say that's the definition of insanity. Now, to make things clear, there is a place for consistency and repetition when you're operating the compound effect, when you are intentionally repeating things because you're creating a new habit. But the insanity comes in is when you're mindless, you're not awake, you're not conscious, and you're stuck in your comfort zone and your habits and your pattern, and you keep doing that over and over, but yet you're looking for something to change. Can you write this in your notes? Nothing changes until you change. Nothing will change until you change. Even in the law of physics, right? It says that, listen, any body that is moving at a particular rate, or a particular vibrational frequency will stay there until a different or opposing force comes, collides with it, interacts with it, and causes something different to happen. So let's take a look at, now I definitely want to look at the notes for this because I want to read this right. So let's look at the psychological definition of a comfort zone. A comfort zone is a psychological state. It's a state of mind, a state of being, which an individual feels safe, secure, at ease, typically due to, watch this, the predictability of their environment and the absence of stress or risk. Y'all talk back to me. I want y'all putting these words down in your notes today. Predictability, right? The absence of stress or risk. Stress or risk. Because when we are locked in a comfort zone, beloved, 9 times out of 10, that's motivated by fear. It's motivated by fear of the unknown, right? Now watch this. While you're in this state of mind, in this comfort zone of predictability, you got everything down pat. You know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. In other words, that is your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly routine. You just do the same things over and over. You drive the same way, the same routes over and over again. This locks us in, right? And so it's predictable. It has a certain amount of familiarity. Even if there is stress there, beloved, it's familiar stress. Can you write that down in your notes? Familiar stress, right? But what happens is that while you're in this state of emotional safety, we're going somewhere today, by limiting yourself to new. Write the word new in big words. So when you're in this state that provides emotional safety, by limiting exposure to new. Write the word new big. New experiences, new challenges, new changes. You know what? We can really land right there and just talk right there the rest of this session, because that is the thing that hinders us, is that we are afraid and we limit ourselves to new. How many ready for new? I'm ready for new. I'm looking and seeking, asking my God self every day, what is my new level? What is my new assignment? What is my new vibrational frequency, right? Because we cannot be afraid of new experiences, new challenges, or changes. I challenged myself a couple of months ago about driving the same route. And you're going to notice that not only do you drive the same route, you drive the same number of miles. You stay in the same perimeter. And so this particular day, when I noticed it, I said, okay, I'm going out of this perimeter. I'm going out of this dimension, and I'm just going to drive, right? And so watch this. And this is typical of what happens when you allow yourself to go into new, right? What happened not once, but not twice on this new route? A near accident. A near accident. But I am experienced enough to know that all that was is everything in the ego mind saying, well, trying to say, you're not safe. Grand Rising, Lisa, thanks for joining us live. You're not safe. You're in unfamiliar territory. You don't know where you are, right? Because all of it, and I can feel all of this inside. You're not safe. You're going to have an accident. No. What do, beloved? I acknowledge, no, I acknowledge this is the voice of my shadow self. This is being, this is being, um, this is being propelled or promoted by the ego mind, right? The ego mind, because it's feeling something that is not familiar. So right away it panics because the job, part of the job of the ego mind, flesh mind, is to keep you safe. So now I'm venturing out into new territory. You're not safe. But what did I do? No, I recognize that's the shadow self. I also recognize I am safe. I'm safe because I say I'm safe, and it's okay. So what am I speaking to, beloved? This is why we limit ourselves to new exposure. We limit ourselves to new experiences and to new challenges, right? And part of the reason why we do this, if you notice, when it's time for you to do certain things, right? 9 times out of 10, you will look for somebody to do it with you. You want somebody to join you so that you're not alone. Well, I've always been the opposite of that. My challenge is bringing people in. That's my challenge. Bringing people in to go on the journey with me. I was always adventurous. I would just get up and I would go, right? Because when I'm with other people, because I'm highly sensitive, right? Highly sensitive, we feel the energy stimulation, they would slow me down. So I would just prefer to go with myself. But this is another thing that can be hindering you, is that you're always looking for somebody to come and go with you. And all of that is still coming from the ego realm of saying that you are not safe, right? So when you won't allow new experiences, challenges, or changes, listen, while it fosters a sense of stability, and some people think that they are perfect because their life is so stable and familiar, they think that they're perfect. But watch this, while it fosters a sense of stability, the comfort zone often inhibits growth, your personal growth. By reducing, watch this, by reducing motivation to pursue greater goals, or reducing the motivation to take a risk or explore new possibilities. So I'm just going to finish reading this. In essence, a comfort zone can create an illusion of contentment. Highlight the word illusion. But can also lead to a sense of stagnation, dissatisfaction, when your growth, achievement, or self-actualization remains unfulfilled. What are we saying? When you're in this mental state of comfort and you feel safe because you have an aversion to risk, but that's just one side. But this is how awesome we have been created, because the other side is always calling for you to want more, to be more, to accomplish more, right? So understand this, beloved. You have to understand the cost of the comfort zone. And so this is going to be a journal prompt for you. Write this in your notes. What is this costing me? Staying in this comfort zone, what does this cost me? Reese says, other people distract my focus. Even when they are not trying to. Yes, that's part of being highly sensitive. Energy can be intrusive sometimes, the life of an empath. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when you are an empath. And one of the things that, we work with our students in our community that are empathic is the first thing, recognizing what's theirs, what doesn't belong to you. And because you can feel it, you can sense it, you don't allow it to distract you. You recognize that it's not yours. And then if you are a fixer, right, one of the highly sensitive things, or a people pleaser, you can easily get distracted into thinking you have to stop, you have to fix something, you have to allow something, but not so. Exactly right. And so, understanding, asking the journal prompt this week, what is this costing me? All right. So now, first, let's discover why. Why you're in this comfort zone. Now that you know what it is, you have to ask the question, what is this costing me? And why am I allowing this? So the first thing we're going to do is recognize that you are choosing safety, familiarity, and comfortability. Comfort, familiar, safe. Acknowledge that. Eat myself. Come on, take a breath. And let's acknowledge. I'm choosing safety. I'm choosing what's familiar. I am choosing to stay in a comfort zone, right? What happens when we choose this? Number two, I want you to start recognizing how when you choose that, it produces lots of confusion and resistance. So how do you start breaking out of this comfort zone? When you identify the source of your restlessness, because your rich inner life, your God self, right? Your higher self is always knocking on the door, always calling for your attention, right? So that's why always how we activate before we do anything. Why do I do that? Because I want you to shift out of the head space, the 3D space, and drop down into the heart, the spirit, which is the higher knowledge, the higher wisdom and insight, the higher ability. So when you identify the restlessness, it's because your rich inner life, the Holy Spirit within, your higher self, whatever language works for you, is always knocking on the door saying, you're tired of this. So when you feel restlessness and frustration, aggravation, many times that is a signal from your higher self. Write this down. You've gone as far as you can go on that level, and you're being called into new. I've gone as far as I can go. I've turned around. I've turned around and turned around and turned around. You got to have that Kalian spirit, being 80 plus years old, and said, we have gone around this mountain long enough. Now give me the mountain. Let me go upward. Let me go northward. Let me move from this place of being comfortable, of being safe, and being in the familiar. And I want you to know this and write this in your notes, and y'all talk back to me. I'm always safe. I'm always safe. Come on, talk back to me. This is a big issue, beloved. Big issue is something I work with all the time as I do my own energy management, my own belief transformation, is acknowledging that I'm safe. Now, how do you start coming out of this? You got to tap in. You got to start hearing the guidance from your rich inner life, right? And then you start taking steps to come out of the comfort zone. So what are you going to do? Yes, we see I'm always safe. What are you going to do? You're going to acknowledge I'm always safe, and I'm okay with doing things differently. I'm okay with the new. I'm okay with the unknown. So what that means is that I may not know where I'm going 100%, because we're working on that, where we're going and why, but you at least know a step to take, right? Allow yourself to know that you're always safe and remove that threat. Remember, like when I was out driving and I said, okay, I'm going out of my normal perimeter. I'm going out. What happened? Near accident. All that was the ego realm. All energy saying threat, threat, threat. You're not safe. You're not safe. But what did I choose? I chose to breathe. And I chose to be thankful I didn't have an accident. And I'm still going to travel into the unknown. No, I don't know where I am. No, I'm not familiar with the way the roads go. And what did I do? I ran into new road patterns that's not familiar to the dimension or the area that I'm used to driving in, right? Not used to that. Reese said, I claim drive, divine protection and guidance exactly right, on a daily basis. Exactly right. And so do I. That's why I was safe. Even though the ego realm wanted me to back up and recoil and not venture out. Beloved, this is so real. This is what happens anytime you even think about venturing out. So I'm going to land here today because I could feel this. I could feel this in the realm of the spirit, that all of us have been stuck in the comfort zone in one way or another. So what I want you to do is this week, as you're journaling about being safe and knowing that you're always safe, I want you to notice this, because I said confusion and resistance is always present when we're stuck in comfort. You get confused, like you don't know what to do. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to take. But this is what I want you to look at this week. And this is how you're going to take your first step to start coming out of a comfort zone. And it's rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I want you to look around, either in your environment, if there's something you are resisting to doing, because your mind is not even telling you it's hard. You don't even hear it. You're just resist doing it. Something that needs to be fixed, something that needs to be replaced, something that needs to be cleaned out or cleared out. But you've just been resisting it. I have a project like that I'm going to tackle myself, right? I just keep looking at it. So when I got serious about moving out even further out of a comfort zone, this is what I want you to pay attention to, because you're always getting feedback. Your body is always talking to you, right? And RYMS, right? Reset your mindset for success. We understand the 8 or so different bodies that we are made up of, right? But your body is always speaking to you. So when I decided to look at and ask, why do you keep looking at that but not doing it? And I keep saying to myself, okay, I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to get to that. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to it. And so when I really stop to feel the energy around it, I felt the energy of resistance. Now, this is important, beloved, because whatever you resist will persist. And this is a deeper conversation that we even have more time for today. Whatever you resist will persist. Now, watch this. I'm looking at this little project, and it's not a difficult thing. It's really not. But I'm looking at, why do you keep looking at this, saying that you're going to do it, and you still haven't done it? Can we be real? I'm talking months I've been looking at this, right? So when I stopped to really feel the energy that was driving me not doing it, I felt resistance. Like I said, resistance is a huge topic, right? We have a saying in the success communities, how you do anything is how you do everything. So if I'm allowing the energy of resistance to persist, that energy is affecting everything in my life. But you don't think it is, because you just keep passing that little project by and not taking care of it, right? Brian says, I'm thankful for this lesson. I still have a project that I prepared to tackle a few times already, and each time I got immediately distracted. Yes, and it is still undone. Distraction, confusion, resistance, all of that lets you know we are not flowing. So again, when I felt that resistance, I was like, okay, this is resistance. It's like something just is gripping me and saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You don't hear that, but that's what resistance is saying. Now, beloved, how silly this is when you think of, even if it's a project, what is going to happen if you do that project? It's just going to clear up your environment. It's going to clear up energy, right? So that's physical. There can be something that you are resisting. Rather, it's phone calls you have to make. Rather, it's something that you know spiritually. Let's say you've been saying you're going on a juice fast, or you're going to consecrate, or whatever it is, or you want to give up a certain food because you realize that food is hurting you, but you keep putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. Now, what happens is that the longer we do it, the more the energy grows, the more the neurons in the brain just keep multiplying. And so then this is when we get to a place in the old school of deliverance we would call a stronghold, right? That we would just attribute it to just demon forces. But now it is true. The longer we stay locked in a dimension with energies operating, other energies that feed off of fear, whatever comes along. And then we develop a stronghold. But beloved, this is not about rebuking the devil. It's not about going into warfare, right? It is about turning inward to the rich inner life, to your higher self, and then getting insight and guidance, right? And then making a plan and sticking to it. And as Brian says, which is so true, we can easily get distracted. And what is happening is that all of these things that we have around us is creating the energy and the vibration of your reality. And so this is why we want to start breaking through. And so we got to come out of this old mindset of hocus pocus, turn around 3 times, lay hands on me. It's done. It's broken. That is not the norm. Is there a place for miracles? Absolutely. Is there a place for instantaneous healing and deliverance? Absolutely. But that cannot be for everything, because if it is, you would never grow. You would never learn the lesson. You would never get the insight. You would not learn how to tap in and allow your God self to arise. That's just like you always looking for somebody to lay a hand on you. And in church, we were stuck week after week after week after week, going up for prayer, going up for prayer, going up for prayer. Sure, we felt good. Yes, we got a touch. But that left you void of personal and spiritual growth, where you become the master, where you become powerful, where you learn how to decree and declare in your own life and watch it be established for you. So this is not hocus pocus, turn around 3 times, breathe on me, blow on me, lay hands. This is you coming into your God self, into the power and the authority that you were given. As Jesus Christ is saying, all power has been given unto me in heaven and in earth. Now behold, look, see, I'm giving you the power. But the comfort zone wants to keep us stuck. So we make a choice. We choose. Ask the question, what is this costing me? Number 1, what is this costing me? Here are your journal prompts. Number 2, what's on the other side of the comfort zone for me? And number 3, what's the next teeny tiny step I can take? Like Brian and myself, just tackle that little project. And when you do that, you take time to celebrate. You look at it, because every time you do that, this is how you create miracles, beloved. Because what happens is that what used to be in that space is no longer there. And you start creating these little miracles. And every time you do that, you shift the energy. You change the energy in your environment and in your atmosphere. And then you take time to look at it, marvel at it, be thankful for it, be grateful for it, celebrate, dance around it, shout around it, because that sends a message to the subconscious mind. Oh, he likes the way it feels when he makes an accomplishment. And then you do it again. You don't stop. You look and ask your higher self, Holy Spirit, the heart, what's next? What else can I do? You all have experienced this. Talk back to me. Have you ever cleaned up a room, right? Cleared some things out, cleaned it out, washed the windows, the walls, the doors, whatever it is, and you felt the whole energy in that room shift? Energy is real, beloved. Energy is real, right? I can hear somebody say, Dr. E, I've done that. But then when I look around, I went right back to the comfort zone. Keep going. Acknowledge that. Take a breath and say, but I'm going to go on to the next piece. And keep moving and going and moving and going. Deep breath in and exhale. We're so thankful and grateful that everything that has been poured into your heart, poured into your spirit, even if you don't fully understand or comprehend, your spirit got it, because more is caught than taught. Yes, we see, very real. All right, RYMS, we'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon in the Success Lounge. Share this on your page, and we're just going to go higher. We're going to go deeper. All right, lovelies, have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. And if you haven't already, please participate and go out and vote. Whoever you choose to, go out and vote. Do your children, your grandchildren a favor. All right? Love you guys. Bye-bye.